Hello everyone. In this video, we will see a few tasks that can be given to you in interviews in Java. Especially if you are asked to do some live coding, you may be asked to find the minimum number of an array, maximum number of an array, and sum of elements in an array. So let me open my IntelliJ IDE, and we have our main class with main method here. So first, what I will do is first I will see how we can find the minimum element of an array. So let's assume we have an integer array, let's say my array, and I will add some element into this array. So I will add some random numbers, 6, 3, again 9, 22, 13, 7, 5. So I have an array with a particular set of numbers, and first we will find the minimum of the array. So to find the minimum number of the array, first all you have to do is define a variable as min, because from this elements you have to find a element that is with the minimum value. So we have to mention integer minimum, and for that first assign the first element of the array. So how we can do is say my array first element is the 0th index. So you have simply assigned first element 6 to this minimum variable. Then all you have to do is writing a for loop int I, and you are going to loop all the elements of the array. But since you have already assigned the first element to this variable, you start from the second element. So first we are going to loop this array from the second element. That means the element with index 1. So we will say I is equal to 1, I is less than my array dot length. We simply loop all the elements of the array from the second element, because we already have the first element assigned to the variable min. Then all you have to do is you take that particular element of the array during the each of the every loop, and what we will do is we will say if my array I, that particular element, is smaller than our first element or min. Okay, min. So let's say in the first iteration, the first element index number 1, that means the second element is smaller than the min first element. Then what I will do is I will reassign the minimum value with that element, min my array I. Okay, so in case the second element is not smaller than the min value, that means the first element, or not smaller than that, I will not assign it. The smaller one will be the min value. In case we find a smaller value than the min value, then we will reassign the min value with the smaller value. So once the for loop is ended, all we can do is we can do a system out and print the min value. So we have iterated all the elements and compared with each and everything, and we found the min value and assign it to the variable min. So if you play it, you can see we have the number 2 as an outcome. So what does it mean is here if you see this array, so you can obviously see number 2 is the minimum value, right? So keep it aside. Let's say if you have to find the maximum value of the array. So all you have to do is somewhat similar. Here you go and change the min to max, variable max, and again we assign the my array 0th element, that means the first element, to the max variable. And here again we loop the array from the first element, that means from the second element, that means from the index number 1, and we compare it with the previous max value. And here earlier we were checking if the element is less than min value. Now what we have to do is we have to say that particular my array that ith element is greater than max. Okay, so all we have to do is assign the first element to the max variable, and if the and loop the array from the second element. So if any element is greater than the max value, you replace it here. So simply taking the first element, and if you loop the array and you find any element that is greater than the max value, you just replace the max value with that element. So simply you are comparing. So then you simply display this max value. You see number 22 is being printed. So where is number 22? It is here. So obviously with your own eyes you can see number 22 is the maximum value. So let's say in some case they may ask you to find the sum of the elements of the array. That means the total cumulative sum of these all the elements of the array. That means 6 plus 8 plus 2 plus 3 plus 9 plus 22 plus 13 plus 7 plus 5. So how to find it? So we will remove all these things, and since we have the array, first what I will do is I will create a variable called sum, and I will arrange it, make it as 0 first. Okay, so because we don't add anything to it, so we will keep it as 0. And then again I will write a for loop and loop all the elements of the array in the for loop. So here please note that the I starts from 0 because we are going to loop all the elements. So I is less than myArray dot length, then I plus plus. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add every element to the sum. Okay, so I will simply say sum is equal to sum plus that particular element during the iteration. So that's my array I. So during each and every iteration, the element value will be added to the existing sum. The sum value will be updated with the cumulative addition of each and every element. So once the for loop is completed, simply I will print the value of the sum. Okay, we don't worry about that. So if you run it, you will find the value is displayed at 75. So in case if you want to add it, 6 plus 8 13 plus 2 15, 15 plus 3 18, 18 plus 9 27, 27 plus 22 49, 49 plus 13 62, 62 plus 7 sorry, I'm wrong. So again 6 plus 8 14, 14 plus 2 16, 16 plus 3 19, maybe 6 plus 8 14, 14 plus 2 16, 16 plus 3 9 19, 19 plus 9 28, 28 plus 22 50, 50 plus 13 63, 63 plus 7 70, maybe 70 plus 5 75, right? So if you add all the values, 75, so you can see this sum value as expected. So these are some basic questions you can be asked in an interview, and even you may ask to separate them into bring it into a separate method. So that also can be asked. So I think you have got something from the video. If you feel you have learned something valuable from the video, please consider giving us a like, share and subscribe my channel. That will be really helpful for me to make more videos, and I will see you again in the next video, guys. Thank you.